Many of the challenges the world has faced, many of the challenges that have faced mankind have been solved surprisingly many of the times, most of the times, by very simple solutions, by very simple men and women. From the engineering marvels of the world to scientific and medical discoveries, to conquest through military power, creations of kingdoms and destructions of kingdoms. Many of the things, think about them. Many of the vaccinations in the medical world, flying the plane, aeronautic engineering, solved simply by bicycle repairs, the Wright brothers. Even today as we speak, cancer that is ravaging man, when finally the cure is found, we may be surprised that that's maybe from a very simple person, from simple observation. As simple as a man sitting under a mango tree and a mango falling down and the theory of gravity. From a man observing boiling water in a kettle as the water takes the lid up, that leads to the discovery of steam power, science, that leads to industrial revolution, and the world is what it is today. You can go on and on, that many of the marvels of the world have not been created by the best in the industry, but sometimes by very simple men and women. And so is it even in politics. Today, the most trouble in our politics is about 2027. And in particular, who can beat William Samoei Ruto? Because one term must be translated into victory. It's not enough. Ruto must go. And Ruto himself has said it. It was said of Moi, he never went. And he says Ruto must go one term. That's not enough. It is true. So the challenge of the 2027 election is, where is this man or woman who can beat Ruto? The second challenge, and they are related, and the answer to both will surprisingly be very simple. And it will be the solution to both. And I refer to ODM. ODM, the biggest political party, the most organized political party, the party of Baba Raila Odinga, is under threat. Is a big challenge. The danger of losing such a big party that is part and parcel of our democracy, the danger of it going down is real, is not imagined, is real. And therefore, the next challenge after the 2027 challenge is the challenge of keeping ODM alive for democracy and for Baba's legacy. And ladies and gentlemen, I discovered that the solution is as simple as ABC. I'm pleased to give you that simple solution on ODM and on 2027. But before I do so, let me thank those who are part of the family who have subscribed, and ask them to continue viewing our videos, sharing and liking them. And for those who have not subscribed, if you are watching for the first time, please do subscribe so that anytime we produce a video, it comes to your phone or your computer or your laptop. And we share the conversation that will continue to shape this country. And if you have business, please give us to advertise for you. Let us partner with you to grow your business. Now, what is this simple solution? The simple solution to ODM is to give the leadership of the party to Mama Ida Odinga. Simple. The moment Ida takes over ODM, Mama is taken over from Baba, it's gone. All the noise die completely. I'm finding it hard trying to break my head, thinking, who is this man or woman that will stand up to oppose Ida being the leader of ODM? Is it Gladys Wanga? Really? Opio and I? John Badi? Sifuna? Babu Owino? Who among these people, Orengo, who among the ODM people can stand up and say, not Ida? Please help me understand. I have a problem understanding. And therefore, the noise, the division, everything will end the moment Ida takes over ODM. Completely. And therein lies the solution to the problems in ODM. We will have saved ODM and therefore guaranteed that there is democracy in this country. Number two, we would have saved ODM and ensured the legacy of Baba continues. And with that settled, we move to the next challenge. And the next challenge is, ladies and gentlemen, who faces Ruto? The answer is as simple as it can ever be. Mama Ida Odinga. Again, as with the ODM, I'm trying very hard until I get a headache to see the man or woman who will oppose Ida. Is it Matiang'i? Can Matiang'i say no if Ida stands? Is it Eugene? Natembea? ODM will have presented her because there's no opposition in ODM. So let's go outside ODM. Can Eugene say no to Ida? Where will he find the words? Will it be Natembea? Is it Kalonzo? In fact, if Ida offers herself, instead of opposition from the opposition, there will be a stampede towards her, each one wanting to be her running mate. I can tell you for a fact, I understand this country and I know the politics of this country. Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka will be the first to knock on Ida's door. Mama, we support you, make me the running mate. I am 100% sure. And that is the lady, that is the person who will be a match for William Samoei Ruto. Let's unpack it further. First of all, it's not unusual. It happened in Philippines. The Aquinos. Mama took over and she became president. It happened in Pakistan. Back home, it happened with Jane Kihara, when the husband died. And so on and so forth. It happens. It's almost a very natural development. Now, she will command sympathy. We have all seen people trooping to Bondo, Poda Farm, to say pole to Mama Ida and to pay homage to Raila Odinga, and to stand by the grave at Kango Kajaramogi. And these people have said all manner of things in homage and in tribute to Raila Odinga. Will they eat their words? So it goes beyond sympathy. Number two, if you observed keenly the streams of people trooping to Bondo, the gifts and so on, if you heard what people said, if you read the mood in the country, If you saw the feeling and felt it and touched it, you will not have failed to isolate one thing. There is a mesh of guilt that is eating some people. The guilt that in one way or another they contributed to denying Raila his presidency. You don't need to be a psychologist to see this. There are people who to this day regret that they stood in the way of Raila Odinga, including those who messed his election, including those who had been led to believe that Raila was a devil, those who demonized Raila and they created the image of a devil in Raila Odinga. And the people who followed these people and voted, they were able now to see, here is the man we betrayed. Here is the man we denied our votes because we were misled. The people who misled us, we people of Mount Kenya, into thinking Raila was a devil, are the people now crying loudest. Some of them don't even want to leave the graveside. That guilt is a human phenomenon, and it is powerful. Guilt is a powerful thing. And the human beings move towards assuaging the guilt. When you see people engaged in philanthropy, for example, you know they are fighting guilt. They know how they are stealing from the poor to become rich. And they try to assuage that guilt, to mitigate against the guilt by trying to create philanthropy, giving to the poor. It is fighting with that guilt. And guilt will play a big role in the support Mama Ida Odinga will get. That's number two. But before we go on to look at the qualities, will she be deserving? Is she somebody who just picked from the kitchen? And now you want us to elect her because of sympathy or guilt, if you want, or both? The answer is certainly no. Mama Ida Odinga is an educated person, a graduate of the University of Nairobi, no less. What it would mean for people of our age to have gone to university, and not just any university, the University of Nairobi. As a teacher, she taught at the Kenya High. My friend, even today, to be posted at Kenya High, you must be among the best. You cannot teach those girls. I'm a teacher. I have supervised students on teaching practice from the university. I know if they were posted to Alliance, girls or boys, they refuse. They know what it means. Because the posting is at random. You are taken to Kenya High. People go on their knees and say, please don't take me there. Because they know to teach those girls in Kenya High is not a job. Some of the best students we have in the country. That's where Mama Ida taught. So she's not just somebody from the kitchen. She has held that family together through the years of tribulations, the years of pain and suffering occasioned by the suffering of Raila Odinga, the many years in jail, in detention, in exile. To be able to hold the family together, you must be a strong woman. Tell me how many women, upon learning that the husbands have been jailed for 6 years, get married in the first or second year. Tell me, you know there are many. It's not simple. It's not simple. It's not easy to manage a family such as Raila's family in the absence of Raila Odinga. And the tribulation even she herself had to endure. The pain she went through, leading even to her sacking, eviction from house. There are many things she went through. These kind of things harden you and prepare you for leadership. So when the people see spouses taking over, they think it is easy. It's because when you live with a person of the type that Raila was, that is already a school. Living with Raila in the same house, sharing the same house, is more than going to university. Is more than learning politics in a university classroom. Is more than being an MP. So if you say somebody can be a president because they have been MPs for 2 terms or a minister, either living with Raila through the years they have lived together, that is college enough. And quite often, unknown to the public, when you hear a leader make a pronouncement in public over very sensitive and serious issues, they consult. And you don't have to be Ronald Reagan with Nancy Reagan. It is true that many of the things, or some of the things leaders say outside or do, the spouses have influenced. Yes. And therefore, living with Raila Odinga that closely as a spouse, in my view, has prepared Ida Odinga. And Ida Odinga can be president of this country. Something else. We are certain in this country that we are at that stage where we must accept that there must be an intergenerational change. A transfer of power. The Kikuyus call it Itweka or something like that. The transfer of power from one generation to another generation. This thing was supposed to have happened around 2022. Raila was supposed to have midwifed that change, that transfer, intergeneration transfer of power. But things happened. Kenyans could be having yet another opportunity to engage meaningfully in that transfer of power. So you need a man or a woman who Kenyans can trust, who will truly be one term, who will truly and genuinely hold the country together, move forward as they hand over power to younger people. There can be no better person than Ida Odinga. That can be a Mandela. A person you are sure will not begin to play games for a second term as soon as they are sworn in the first term. None of the people can be trusted by the young people to truly serve one term, except perhaps Mother Karua, who has openly said it. I'm yet to hear Kalonzo say it. And by the way, it will be important for Kalonzo Musyoka, assuming Ida doesn't stand. It will be extremely important for Kalonzo Musyoka to come up in open and say we are transferring power to the younger generation. And I'm going to serve one term. Because the only way we can save this country from destruction is to ensure we hand over power to the younger people, to the younger generation, by selecting a candidate from the opposition who we are sure will hand over power to the younger generation. A person who will join in my thinking that the next county assemblies must have over 60-70% of young people, nobody beyond 40 years. That all the county assemblies, when you enter in the assembly hall of the counties, you must see only young people, 60-70%. And the next National Assembly, Bunge la Kitaifa, it must have over 40-50% young people. I want to see a situation where in 2027, when you are 60 in parliament, you feel too old, unless you are in Senate. But in the National Assembly, anybody who is 60 and above must feel so old they can even resign. That is what will help decide for Kenyans who is a candidate to face William Ruto. If that change must happen in 2027. And there's the danger in delaying that change. The young people are restless. They are not giving us time. Across the world, they are saying, no, you people have messed our future. We're not going to listen to you again. And the only way to make the young people accept that the future is theirs and they are going to take over from us is for us to get the sort of candidates who will work with them, assure them that this is only a transfer period. We are transferring power to you, starting by populating parliament and county assemblies with young people. And the next government ministers, principal secretaries will be made up of educated men and women still with the energy to run this country. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow countrymen, I see no better candidate than Ida Odinga. I urge her. I've never spoken to her. I mean, I know her, but I haven't mentioned this to her. I haven't even met her since the husband died, which is really tragic. I should. I urge her to consider this. Whether Ida says yes or no will determine whether this country moves in the right direction or not. It will determine whether ODM remains a strong party or not. And above all, it will determine whether we are mindful of Raila's legacy or not. Mama Ida Odinga, history beckons. The call to complete your husband's journey is being made. History is stretching its hand. History is aware you are down with pain and grief, but history is stretching its hand and lifting you up and telling you, Mama, come save this country. Please heed the call.